There we go. It's Friday Night Comics. Welcome to Friday Night Comics. For some of you, it's Saturday. For some of you, it's Friday afternoon. It's a big world out there, and we got lots of time zones. And wherever you are and whenever you are, we're happy you're here. It's the We Believe in Comics Friday Night Workshops at the Sequential Artists Workshop. You are here at SAW. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. We have a bunch of online courses. You can find them at sawcomics.org, including coming up in April is Romena Yee is teaching comics layouts again. This is specifically for people in the Eastern Hemisphere. So the time zones are really good for you if you're in Australia or Asia or something like that. Go check that out at sawcomics.org. And here next week, Lawrence Scales is going to be here doing medieval comics. That's on next Friday night workshop. Um, there's Romena again. Let's see. The graphic novel intensive is starting soon. We might even be closing the doors on that soon. So get in while you can. Donations, donations, donations. Thank you for everybody who donated. If you donated to this or any other event or any other time at SAW, it helps us keep the doors open. It helps us pay the instructors. It helps us keep these events free. So thank you for doing that. What else? Please, no inappropriate speech or imagery this evening. No trolling, hate speech, explicit, etc. Please keep it PG-13. You can share tonight on social media with the hashtag Friday Night Comics. Our @ symbol is Comics Workshop. You can join us at members.sawcomics.org. We're going to watch the time and not go over 90 minutes, so keep an eye on that. And I invite you, I'll be posting in the chat lots of places to share elsewhere if we go late, including the place to upload for our PDFs, which happen every week. And we put those on seesawcomics.org. And then we just gather together some of the work we've done in this evening. So enjoy. We're here with Michael Grover. Oh, I don't have a slide for you. Usually I have your slide up, but I don't. What a bummer. All
That's
right,
okay.
Mike.
That's okay. I got lots of my own slides.
All right, good, good, good. I'm gonna spotlight you if you're all right with that. You ready to get big on your own screen?
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike, you are the star of Central Florida. I'm so happy to meet you here. Because we haven't met yet, but everyone loves your readings and everything in Florida. So it's really awesome that you're here.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had a really good time going to those at the in-person location in Gainesville there. It's a great setup and everyone's been super nice, just a really warm, creative group of people that gather there. So I've loved going to those.
Yay. Welcome. So what do you got for us tonight? It says it's what did it say? Exploring the deep.
Yeah, here I'll share my screen here and jump into
Oh,
my
all right.
presentation. Yeah, we're gonna be exploring the deep tonight, with GROVERTOONS, jumping into the deep, jumping into the abyss, as it were. So I'm the creator of Deeply Dave, which is a web comic about a deep sea diver who goes down into the ocean looking for his mother after she crashes her spaceship into the ocean. So that is available at deeplydave.com. That's my webcomic with a soundtrack and with looping animation on it. So you can see that all there. And it's also going to be a book starting this summer. So I got a publishing deal with Henry Holt. Have a have an early copy right here
Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
of the comic. So
And
it's
it
gonna be
and it
fun.
opens vertically? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, yeah, it opens vertically. So
Uh,
it's similar to the feel of the web comic because it's a vertical scroll comic. You scroll down as Dave dives down into the ocean. And yeah, the publisher was very cool to suggest that idea of putting the spine on top there. So kind of experimenting with the format a little bit. Um, yeah, I have a bunch of other web comics on my website at grovertoons.com. Um, Here's a few of them. A few of these I got to read at SAW in Gainesville, which was really fun. So the one in the upper left there, Jake Spooky, that is also going to be a graphic novel series starting next year. That's going to start being published. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. I'm not on social media. So only the website and my email list. That's the way to keep track of what I'm up to and the stuff that I'm putting out there. So yeah, if you guys want to delete social media too, I highly recommend it. It's been great for the last couple of years, especially. Um,
How did you get a book deal and without social media? Usually people are like, how many followers do you have? Who are your followers?
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of people look at it as being a necessary evil, something that you have to engage with in order to make a living as an artist. But that wasn't my experience. Even when I was on social media, I've been doing freelance art full time for a while, and I didn't really get a lot of work off of Instagram. Um, it mostly just sucked away my time. So that made it easier to quit, I think. And then yeah, the book deal came about just the old fashioned way, emailing it to people, sending it to agents and publishers, and kind of went from there.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, today I'm going to invite all of you to dive down into the deep with me, explore the deep. And the deep, of course, can be anything. It can be outer space. It can be the ocean. It can be caves or sewer systems. But we're going to make some little explorers, design some little explorer characters to go down into the deep. We're also going to we're going to design a little monster character for your explorer to interact with. And then we'll close it out by doing a flip-o-rama in the tradition of the great Dave Pilkey of Captain Underpants and Dogman fame. We'll bring our characters to life. Um, so what do you think, Tom? Should I just jump into it? I have a little bit of a presentation, I guess, an explanation of how I designed Dave, and then I thought we could start drawing together. How does that
That
sound?
sounds great. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
let's see.
awesome. So yeah, when I was working on Deeply Dave at the beginning, I knew I wanted to do a deep sea diver, but I wasn't sure exactly how he should look. So I looked at a bunch of old timey diving helmets here. These look pretty cool, right? Tom, would you wear one of these?
Yeah, I especially like the top knot.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I thought these were pretty cool. But I was having trouble landing on a design that looked cool and then would also be functional for a graphic novel, that would be like easy to draw and could be streamlined and simple. So this is just a handful of the many, many, many deep sea divers I drew in my sketchbook. Lots and lots of iteration. Um, I even made a little clay maquette here, a little clay sculpture, while I was trying to figure out my biggest problem, which was how to draw Dave's head in the helmet and how that would
Mm.
look at different angles, right, as he's rotating around.
Ah,
So I made this guy out of clay, and then can you all tell what the helmet is made out of there?
toilet paper roll.
Yeah, yeah, that's a toilet paper tube. I have it speared to his forehead with a paper clip there, so it would stay in place. And then yeah, I was trying to figure out the angles, but trying to simplify it at the same time. Um, and before I jumped into the full length webcomic, which was by far my biggest project up to that point, I made like a short zine, like a short version of the story. And then I tried working on the graphic novel and realized I wasn't ready yet. So I made a bunch of other short comics. I'm a big proponent of starting with short, small things.
Hmm.
And then finally kind of built myself up to where I was ready to do the full length story. But that meant lots of different versions of Dave, right? And finally, I had this epiphany that maybe I could just get rid of his face altogether, right? I could just have his eyes peeking out through the visor, and maybe I wouldn't need his face. And I was a little bit nervous to do that. I was like, well, will I be able to show his full range of emotion without a face? But I actually liked it a lot, just having those two little dots. Um, and it was kind of fun to abstract it in that way, abstract the character. Scott McCloud talks about this, of course, abstracting a face all the way down to a smiley face. In a way, it makes it more universal, right? Anyone could be under that helmet, like Spider-Man, right? Anyone could be under the mask. So I kind of liked just having the dots and the eyebrows there. So this was my final design for Dave that I landed on for the graphic novel. So,
I love
uh,
that it's slightly enlarged, right? It's like a little bit magnified. eh, those eyes and that eyebrow. Oh, it's so good.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I definitely cheat all the time. Like if I were to trace over his head without the helmet, then it doesn't quite line up. The proportions aren't exactly
Right.
right. And yeah, you're right. I could justify it by saying it's magnified a little bit. But yeah, just like I'm a proponent of starting small, I'm a big proponent of cheating with your turnarounds and perspective. Um, Okay, so what we'll do today is we'll kind of follow that same process. If you are willing to go with me into the deep, we'll look at some reference. We're going to iterate. We're going to draw a bunch of little explorers within a 10-minute time frame. You'll pick your favorite, and then we're going to do the same thing with a monster. So we'll design an explorer and then a monster, and then at the end, we're going to make a flip-o-rama of them interacting. And we'll
Whoa.
we'll take each of those things one piece at a time here. But yeah, any questions or Tom, anything I should cover before we start with that first step?
No, and I'm things that you write out like that on the slides, I'm going to put in the chat. So that's already in the chat. So uh it's okay if you need to flip away from that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and let me know. I feel like I'm going fast here, so if any point you want to interrupt me or have me slow down, just let me
No,
know.
we're excited. I think people I think we want to draw some explorers.
Okay, great. So yeah, here's an example of what you might end up with. Now, I'm gonna give everyone 10 minutes. I have to confess, I cheated. I took longer than 10 minutes on this spread of little explorers. But the idea is to end up with something like this, just a page with a bunch of little people in suits. Again, you get to decide if you're exploring space or the ocean or under a manhole cover or whatever it is. Um, but start out, go ahead and look up some reference of some kind of suit, right? Here's examples of the kind of reference you might pull off of Google. Um, or you could even, well, I won't have these up, so you can't use these exact reference images. But find something similar to this that you can be looking at while you're drawing your explorer. Here's another one that I was looking at when I did these little guys here. So yeah, I think now I'll go ahead and jump into Photoshop here, and I'm gonna draw along with you.
So are we looking at 10 minutes total for research and doodling? So all of part one and two?
I think so. What do you think about
Okay,
that?
yeah,
Does that
that
sound
feels
good?
good. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Tom, can you be in charge of the timer then? You want to give us it
Oh,
doesn't have to be an
totally.
exact timer, but yeah, if you want to let us know when it's been about 10 minutes.
Now we can be exact because Zoom has this exact there we go. It started. It's on my screen
Oh
and
yeah, I
it's
see it too. Great.
counting down.
Okay, we
And
got our ticking time bomb. We're going.
yeah, it'll give
Uh,
you a beautiful sound at the end.
Okay, great. So yeah, 10 minutes, and I'm gonna do it too. So I've got I've got a couple reference images here. This time I'm gonna go into space, right? I went into the ocean for Deeply Dave. Now we're gonna go into space. I've got a couple spacesuits here, and I'm just gonna start noodling, start making some little spacesuits. So the
Okay.
idea being to make something that's streamlined and simple, nice, easy shapes, but that something that can kind of capture the essence of the reference.
And maybe in the chat people can mention some off the beaten trail places to find some reference, like uh famous sci-fi shows or underwater shows for that matter, or
Yeah,
anything. I don't know. Or even
absolutely.
if you've
Yeah,
heard the
I'd love to hear where you're going in the deep. Is everyone going to go into the ocean? Is everyone going into space? Where are we headed?
okay. Yeah, be anything. Cave related, Alan says. Into a volcano, Michael says.
Nice, nice. One thing I like about this Apollo 11, I think that's what it is, the Apollo 11 spacesuit there, is how massive and chunky that backpack is. I hadn't really
Yeah.
noticed that before looking at it. But it's like he's got a refrigerator on his back. Just like I'm gonna
Is
do a
that all?
side.
Yeah, is it all oxygen
Yeah, good question. I don't know. What's he
and a
carrying
heat
around in there?
and a heater?
That would make sense. I hear it's cold out there.
Maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. Maybe I'll just put a radiator on my Explorer.
So yeah, I like to start out looking at the reference, and then as I go, I'm looking at the reference less and less
Hmm.
and letting it kind of evolve.
I like those reflections
Oh yeah,
on
thanks.
on that mirrored glass there. Look at all those wires and tubes and stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna get tangled up on his ladder or something. That's a
Did you draw your whole book in Photoshop?
I did, yeah. And I did all the animation in Photoshop too on the website, which I don't necessarily recommend because it's not really built for that, but that's how I started out doing it, and so I just kind of kept going that way.
Yeah, I remember when Photoshop had Image Ready attached to it, and that's how you were supposed to make GIFs. Do you remember that?
Image ready. I think I missed that one.
Oh yeah, maybe that was mid 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
Like if you wanted to make an animated GIF, you would have to export it to Image Ready, and then you would start to do your frames and things there.
yeah, right.
Complicated.
Tom, do you ever draw digitally or are you all analog?
About a year ago, I sort of crossed it over to the dark side, and
Nice. Welcome.
oh, look at that. They're really getting. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be drawing 10 of these. I'm just adding to my one. So let me get moving faster.
Yeah, get a couple of them. It's good to iterate, right? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we've got a little less than 5 minutes left.
We're getting some good links in the chat to Sea Hunt. Heather in the chat is wondering if you pay the monthly fee for Photoshop.
If I pay it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't have to tell.
Yeah, cause in addition to working on the comics, I do a lot of freelance animation work in After Effects. That was kind
Oh,
of my bread and butter for a long time. Um, and so, when I'm working on client projects, I kind of have to have the latest versions of everything so that it'll play well
mhm.
with everybody else's project files. But yeah, I held on to CS6 for as long as I could, and then eventually it just didn't make sense anymore. Okay, 3.5 minutes left. So I've got 5 of them. See if I can get at least 2 more.
I'm putting another link to your pre-order for your book. I'm going to put that
Oh,
in the,
thank you.
in the chat. You said it comes out in June?
Yeah, June 10th.
You ever see the Hergé who did Tintin when he did Explorers on the Moon did a lot of reference from these kinds of things.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should revisit that comic. I remember I think I read that or I might have even seen like a an animated version of that when I was a kid and it kind of freaked me out. Like there's this kind of spooky, surreal quality to it, if I remember right.
Yeah, well, we're not supposed to be in outer space.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember The Abyss really fondly. I know it's not that old compared to like Sea Hunt or something, but that movie.
The James Cameron movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Okay, a minute and a half left. And then Tom, after this, should we do some sharing of our explorers or save that till the end?
Save it for the end, I think.
Okay, great.
Yeah. We're gonna hear that beautiful music.
Can't wait.
I've only done.
All right, I got 7 done. We're almost out of time here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that is beautiful music. I thought you were being sarcastic. I thought it was gonna be like a wake up alarm.
Nope. Nope.
Nice.
We're straightforward here.
Okay,
Uh,
great. So yeah, I got a couple little
this is great.
explorers here. I'm pretty happy with them. I like where I ended up with this last one. Has some personality there. It looks kind of nervous. I also like the one with all the tubes coming off of him, though
Mhm.
that would be a pain to draw more than once. So I don't think I would use that for the main character of anything. Um, okay, well, should we talk about some monsters next?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. So let's go back to my slideshow here. So we had a reference. So now I'm going to encourage you to look up some reference of animals that will help you with designing monsters.
Mm.
So pick 1 or 2 animals. Sometimes it's kind of fun to just pick 2 that you can blend together, right? So for the example I'm about to show you, I looked at like a shark or a fish and then a bearded dragon. And I was trying to combine a fish with a bearded dragon. And these were the sketches that I came up with. Again, I cheated. I took longer than 10 minutes. So I'll, uh, I'll do it with you once more here. But here's an example of what you might end up with for this next round here. So I'll put
Great.
those away, and then I'm gonna look at some lions this
All right.
time.
I'm starting the timer again. I think
Perfect.
I lost it. How do we do it? Timer X, 10 minutes start. There we go.
Okay, great.
Oh, so lions, huh? So yeah, in the chat again, maybe you can tell us what might make a good monster, what mixing and matching, what might make a good monster. I see you're definitely into teeth, right? Most of the things you picked had either snouts and long teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, because you need something that you're protecting yourself from with that big suit, right? You need a little bit of danger, right? That's what I like to explore in my comics. It's how far can I go with making something a little bit scary and a little bit spooky, but it's still fun and still accessible to all ages, accessible to kids, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right.
Okay, so I'm going to start drawing some lions here, and then we'll see if I can distort them and push them around a little bit and end up with something that you would see in space.
Oh gosh. That lion that lives in an asteroid or something, huh?
Yeah.
Asteroid lion.
The shape of a lion's face is really cool. Like, you don't even have to really do anything new to it to make it look cool.
Hmm. Yeah, adding all that hair. It's pretty awesome. Got somebody doing a Komodo dragon, a salamander, and a crayfish, a fierce
Awesome.
sloth.
Yeah, is anyone going to combine animals? I know we're short on time, so it's a little bit
Oh,
tricky.
I think so. What's a dunkelostis?
Ooh, I don't know.
All right, Yotaro will have to tell us. And a basking shark, shoebill stork, tardigrade. There you go. Evil dolphin, tardigrade, and octopus. Oh, nice. Prehistoric armored fish is a Dunkelostostius. Scorpion and a crocodile. Unless the scorpion crocodile is a single thing. I'm not sure. Scorpions, boy, those are creepy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna Google a scorpion or two. So many TV shows and things now. I type in scorpion, I get a TV show. I have to type in scorpion animal to get the animal.
Right. Yeah.
Strange. There we go. Oh, so creepy.
So if someone wants to make a show with really good search engine optimization, they should name it Scorpion Animal. And then you can't get away from them.
Or name it no AI.
Yeah.
Or what is it you have to get like to not have AI in your search results? You do minus AI or something like that. Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that that people are,
Yeah.
I'm sure people let us know in the chat. God, scorpions are creepy. Tail.
All right, so I'm having some trouble here because I'm having enough fun making the lion's head that now I have to like think about a whole body and how to make it into a monster that's not just a lion. So
Right. Well,
I
that's the
gotta
cart
I gotta figure
cartoonist
something out.
dilemma, right? As we just have too much fun sometimes doodling.
Yeah.
Whoa. Cat says salmons transform for mating. Is that right? What does that mean? And mixing it with a blobfish. Yeah, that'll work.
Nice.
Oh yeah, add a third eye. That
Yeah,
instant.
that's a good cheat, right? Let's see. Maybe I should give him more than four legs too while I'm at it. Like, why sell myself short? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, we're about halfway through. I've got
Oh,
four so far. Moving over on the screen now. I can't see my reference, so I'm really in the deep.
mm.
Can you guys hear my stylus like clicking against the screen as I draw? Or does
No.
Oh, good. So Zoom audio is doing a good enough job
Oh, guess so.
of
But we like the clicking. Some of us have those kind of sensory things where we like that.
Okay, yeah. I'll just have to make a little click sound every time I click, click, click.
Yeah.
So Tom, you settled on Scorpion, right?
Yeah. And then now I'm gonna look for tiger, but there's not a lot of time left. I mostly just spent a bunch of time sort of scoping out the scorpion. So I'm gonna have to work fast. Plus, it's fun watching you draw. I know probably other people are doing that too. We get kind of zoned out
Thank you.
watching instructors draw. Yeah. All right, but now I'm gonna get serious.
All right, 2 minutes left.
It's so silly.
I'm running out of room here.
Oh, look at that with the teeth. Great. Oh, one of them definitely looks like a Muppet
Yeah, I watched a lot of Muppet stuff as a kid. That's definitely in there.
in the DNA.
Yeah, definitely. With the last name of Grover, I kind of had to.
Ah, you turn the page. You remember the monster at the end of this book?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a great one. Yeah, kids aren't as familiar with Grover these days anymore. Like I don't think people ask my kids about it. Like my kids when they go to school, I don't think people are asking them
Mm.
about Sesame Street so much. But I got it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Grover didn't make it to the Muppet 2.0 or whatever.
Right. There'll be plenty of reboots to come though, I'm sure.
Dark Grover. Actually,
Yeah.
Grover would probably like that. I mean, So we got, oh, 5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Finish up, finish up. Yeah. It's like we just won an Oscar. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So jump back into my presentation here. So now you should have a page full of monsters and a page full of explorers. So the next thing I want to do is pick your favorite out of the batch. So look over them, decide which one is your favorite, and then we're gonna put them together in a flip-o-rama. So most of you are probably familiar with the concept of a flip-o-rama, right? If you've read Captain Underpants or Dogman, he has this brilliant way of having animation within the book, right? 2 pages, you flip back and forth between them, and it creates a little movie in your book. And I wanted to do this today because animation is a big part of my comics. Ooh, didn't realize I was going that far back. All right, it's a big part of my comics. I love incorporating animated GIFs into my website. And it's been kind of fun to experiment and figure out how to do that in a way that still feels like a comic, doesn't compromise the integrity of what a comic is. And it's really cool that Dave Pilkey figured out a way to do that in analog format, right? He was doing that back in the 90s with Captain Underpants. Another thing I like about Flip-O-Ramas is because it's only 2 drawings, it makes the concept of animation seem very approachable. Anybody can make a flip-o-rama. Whereas animation as a medium probably feels like one of the less accessible visual mediums that there is, I think. We tend to think of it as being very complicated or difficult or requiring a lot of equipment. But today we're going to make flip-o-ramas with just 2 images. I'll do an example digitally, but I also have an example on paper here. And one thing I learned while I was practicing for this workshop is it's kind of difficult to share a flip-o-rama with someone else. It's kind of awkward hand placement, but I'll do my best here. Here's this derpy little bunny, and here he is jumping up in the air, right? So I'll tell you my preferred method for making a flip-o-rama on paper. Just take a regular sheet of computer paper, fold it in half, right? And then here's the key. Here's where everyone messes up is you have to do your first drawing on the inside, right? So do your first
Oh,
drawing on the inside here, and then when you close it, you'll be able to trace over your original drawing to do your second drawing. Um, and most of the time, the inside drawing is the completion of the action, right? So if you're getting punched, it's the punch connecting with the face. If you're a derpy little rabbit jumping in the air, it's the moment that you're in the air. So that's a little counterintuitive, right? To start with the completed action.
hey, Mike,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop your
Oh,
share.
stop my screen share. Yeah, good
Yeah, and
point.
let you show that one more time real fast.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so here we go. Here he is jumping in the air. And yeah, you'll want to start with the inside drawing, right? Start with the inside drawing. And then when you close it, then you'll be able to trace over your inside drawing to make your initial drawing. Um, so if you have like a light board, then that's great to be able to use that to be able to see through your paper. You could also go up to a window. I know at least over here on Eastern time, it's starting to get kind of dark, but there might be enough light that you could go up to a window and do it that way. Um, the other thing I would recommend when you're doing a flip-o-rama is start out with just some thumbnails on a piece of paper, right? Just kind of do little sketches to figure out what your action is going to be, um, and then jump into it. So, any questions? Anything else I should cover, Tom, about how to make a
Are you
flip-o-rama?
are you gonna do it too? We'll
Yeah,
see.
I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do it digitally just because it's easier to see that way.
Okay.
But I'll go back to sharing my screen. I'll open up Photoshop again, and
And how long do you think we should have for this?
well, how are we doing on time? Should we do just 10 minutes again, or should we give a little bit longer? What do you think?
Well, a little bit longer, I think.
Okay.
Maybe we'll check in with people at 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn off my reference images, and then I'm going to choose which explorer I like best here and which monster I like best. So for me, I think I like this nervous guy down at the bottom, though I think I might get rid of his little antenna. Yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah, because he's very nervous, and I think he would want everything to be very compact. I think he would be worried about having like a loose part flailing around in the wind. He would have the antenna like built into the helmet. Um, okay, so we'll do this nervous guy here, and then as far as monsters go, let's see. Yeah, Tom, which one were you saying looks like a Muppet? Because there's a few of them that are kind of Muppetish.
The most Muppety to me was the third one on from the top with the
Oh
eyes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, right there. Yeah,
yeah. This
but
guy right here, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, I like him, and I
I
also
like the long one.
the long one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun. Okay, yeah, I might do like I like the long one's body, and then I think I might do this creepy looking face here on
That's
it.
pretty Muppety too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I need to plan out my flip-o-rama, plan out what the action is going to be. And I thought about this a little bit ahead of time, so I have a rough idea of what I want to do. I think I want to have my explorer down here. So I'm just kind of roughing it out. And then I think I'm going to have the monster chomping down on him. But he can't get through the suit. He's trying to chomp on the suit, but it's not working. So that'll be the completion of the action, right? Because you want to start the flip-o-rama with the completed action, and then the other drawing I'll do will be the mouth opening. So opening and closing, chomping down on the suit. Um, so,
So yeah, you could do scaring, you could do attacking, you could do running away.
oh yeah, and I forgot, I have an example I already prepared too.
Oh, look at that.
So here's one. Here's another thing you can do. You can have the monster popping out of a hole to scare your little guy, right? Because
Fantastic.
he that's one of the explorers that I developed earlier. So
All
okay,
right.
cool.
All right. I'm gonna set the timer to 15 and we'll see how people are doing. I bet some people will be ready by then. And then
Yeah,
other
I
people
bet so.
take a little longer.
Yeah. Yeah, and for me, sometimes I have to do a few versions of this to wind up on something that I like. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, I like the medium of Flip-O-Rama. I haven't used it in any of my physical comics and any of my zines, but I do use it often for like birthday cards. When I make a birthday card for my wife, I'll have it be like a little Flip-O-Rama because that's just kind of a fun surprise. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my Explorer guy here in another layer. Okay. Tom, do you have an idea for your Flip-O-Rama, or are you still figuring it out?
Well, I got it. My Explorer has a sort of radiator on his back, and my animal was a sort of tiger scorpion. Um, so I think maybe just as I liked your sort of jump scare. I might just do that, and maybe the radiator falls off the guy's back, or maybe or maybe no, I should do something with the scorpion tail. I think there's going to be a sting involved, a stinger.
Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta honor the promise of the premise when you have a scorpion tail.
Right, right,
That's Chekhov's gun.
right. I think I got to figure out how to draw a tiger from the side, though. What does that look like?
Yeah, that sounds hard.
It's not going to be so tigery, I think, when I'm done. That's okay. More like a
Yeah.
bear. Chekhov's Chekhov's scorpion tail.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got the explorer's pose, how he'll look as he's getting chomped. I'm not sure how this monster is gonna look from the side, so I gotta figure that out. Same problem. Going from the side here. Oops. There we go.
I gotta say, one thing I learned from South Park was like an X makes perfect eyes sometimes. Like
If
if
you're
they're
dead, right?
well, no, the single X that is like a panicked, pained,
Oh yeah, yeah,
both
yeah, okay.
eyes. Yeah. Um,
Like like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that one looks a little happier, but it can also
Yeah.
be, yeah,
He's
really elegant,
yeah.
elegant, quick thing that I never really figured out on my own. I needed South Park to tell
Yeah, and talking about making animation accessible,
me. Hmm.
South Park sure did that, right?
I think that first one genuinely was cut paper, right? And then now they use Maya or something.
I would think so, yeah. But yeah, cut paper, that's a great way to introduce animation to kids who don't have digital technology at their disposal. Um, you need some sort of camera, you need some sort of recording device still. Um, but if you make out paper little cutouts of your characters and move them around on a page, and then there's all kinds of apps that you can get on an iPad or an iPhone and do little stop motion movies.
So fun. Stop motion's the best.
All right, so I simplified my design a little bit here and just made it all teeth and hair
And eyeball.
and eyeball. Yeah, yeah. So three ingredients, I guess. All right, so there he is getting bit into here, but it's not getting through his suit. He was prepared, or she, or whoever. We don't know. We don't know who's under that suit.
Bill in the chat reminds us that Mystery Science Theater has moving paper cutout characters in space suits. Is that right? In the
Oh,
intro?
nice.
That's great.
Okay, so now I've made another layer here in Photoshop. When I do GIFs in Photoshop, I just use the video timeline feature, and then I can switch between two layers.
Oh, I never figured that out. Look at that. Oh, is that how that works? Okay.
Yeah, because there's the video timeline, and then there's another type of timeline. I'm blanking on what it's called when you start it. And the video timeline is way better than the alternative. The alternative has your layers stacked vertically, and it's a little bit less like a video editing program. If you can do it
Mm.
horizontally, it's a little more intuitive. So now I've got onion skin turned on so I can see my previous layer. And if you're interested in all that stuff, like adding animated GIFs into comics and kind of my process for doing that. I have some bonus features on my website or on my Patreon. Um, or you can just email me and I'll tell you what I did.
Mhm. What for the gifts? I wasn't listening, so I was
Yeah, yeah. If anyone is interested in integrating GIFs into their comics, that's something I've had a lot of fun figuring out over the years. See, I'm gonna make his eyes a little smaller before getting bit, before he gets chomped on. But then as he gets chomped, his arms stiffen out and his eyes get big.
it's only 6 minutes left, at least for our first round. I think I'm gonna have to go faster. A little light. Oh,
Yeah, did you find a place to trace?
yeah. Could be better, but that's all right. We all know these are simple experiments in with limited resources and limited time.
Yeah, absolutely. And Flip-O-Rama is a pretty forgiving medium. Even if things don't line up exactly, you'll still get the idea, especially if you have a couple stationary objects to kind of ground your eye.
Oh, see, there's a trick.
Yeah, so you want some sort of background or some sort of ground lines that don't move. All right, so I got my monster chomping down, but I'm gonna raise the monster up on the screen a little bit so he's kind of coming down as he chomps. All right, I think I'm done, Tom, with 4 minutes to spare. Here he is.
Yeah, so the rocks and the lines really help. The shadow gets bigger on the bite. That's pretty fun.
I do have a rock I need to add on one. Huh. There we go.
I'm making mine up as I go. Like things are changing drastically.
Yeah,
Um, but I think that the shadow, the line, and the rocks is a real interesting thing that you've done.
thank you. See, I got time to kill, so I'm gonna add some stars out here.
That's pretty weird. All right, now I gotta add some. What am I gonna add? Moonscape. Add a moonscape. Oh shoot, got to start with the inside. I want to get
Uh-oh.
it.
Did you start with the outside?
No, only on the moonscape. That's
Oh,
right.
okay, okay.
That's right, because computer paper can go back and forth.
All right, we got 2 minutes left. And yeah, I bet we'll have a bunch of people ready to share.
Yeah, I'll be able to share in 2 minutes. In fact, 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, we're doing great. Let's see. Somebody says Procreate Dreams is good. Is that an animation? I didn't know that. Does that do animation?
And I think Clip Studio Paint can do animation now. Sometimes people use Maya, which was originally for 3D animation, but they use the grease pencil feature for 2D animation. So there's lots of tools available now.
I'm answering a question in the chat and I want to make sure I'm correct. You don't need a special kind of website or anything to put a GIF on your website, right? You just put it on.
Yeah, GIF is a pretty versatile web format, web friendly format. It's like a JPEG, been around for a long time. Hopefully, it'll be around for a while because, there's a shelf life with any kind of digital
Mhm.
media as platforms evolve. But I'm hoping that we have GIFs for a while longer.
That'd be so sad. I did a lot of work in Flash and like that's all gone.
Right. Yeah.
All gone.
Yeah. Were you doing web design?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And people made such creative, interesting websites. And a lot of that has flattened out with social media.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some of that's coming back. I think people are getting tired of social media and reinvesting into their personal websites. All right, there's our Oscar walk-off music.
Oh, this was fun. Okay, totally fun. So, wait, all right. Oh, all right, never mind.
I can share again. Should I
Yeah,
pull it
let's
back
see
up?
it one more time, and then
Yeah.
if people want to share, we'd love to see your flip-O-Rama and your creatures. Oh, it's so good. Poor guy.
There, yeah, there's all yeah, but he's okay. He's okay in that suit. He's well protected. He was ready. So, okay, cool. So yeah, I can't wait to see everybody else's.
I'm gonna raise my hand, but we already got 4 people, so oh, my hand's already raised. If we
Should
get a
I
get
lower my hand now? Is that how
no,
this
no,
works?
definitely keep it
Okay.
raised. That'll keep you up in the chat so we can see. But oh yeah, people are lining up. So let's go to Gail, then we'll go to Hewitt, then Larned, then Alan, and here we go. So we'll start with Gail. I'm gonna spotlight her. Hi, Gail.
Hi. Everybody else's is going to be better than mine.
No,
So
no, no, we don't talk that way.
I'm going first to set the bar really low. I didn't do the animation thing. I just did a couple of, I ended up doing 3 panels. So my explorer is a city explorer, and
Uh,
she's exploring with her, mainly she just has really comfortable clothing and a backpack, and a phone. A phone is pretty important. Okay. So, she's exploring and she's going onto the subway or the metro or whatever it's called. And then her monster is a rude man taking up 3 seats and eating some disgusting food instead of sit down.
what is he eating?
Well, I think it's popcorn, actually.
Okay. So it could be worse.
Yeah, it's so harmless. Yeah.
No, it's buttery, and he's got
Oh,
get his fingers all over the seats. It's pretty disgusting. Anyway, thank you. This was fun. I can't wait to see other people's.
Love it.
thanks, Gail. Okay, we'll go to Hewitt. Here we go.
Hey, that was great, Gail. So this was really exciting. I tried to do the flip-o-rama. It'll show
Oh,
up
you're
probably pretty.
blurry.
What's the setting on that? How do I change
It's
that?
usually under video setting. Video
Okay.
settings.
Oh yeah. There we are. Okay. The lighting might be a bit off. I tried to do pan in the most interesting things there. So I had these little characters, and it's not really so much of a fight as the monster is kind of helping him out, and he's taking a ride on him.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. And
Can you
so
flip
I
it?
was yeah. But there's the lighting. So he's kind of like in some kind of toxic-y Fantastic Four kind of negative zone kind of thing. And then he's stuck there, but he takes a ride on the guy.
That's awesome. So does he have a rope there? He's got a line attached?
Yeah. It's coming out a little, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah. Very fun. Very fun idea. I like how you have him
Yeah.
moving through 3D space towards the viewer.
Yeah, complicated. Thanks, Hewitt. We're going to learn it next, and then Alan.
Okay, here's the guys I did. These are African explorers. Did a number of them, and for some reason, there's a little guy at the end. I'm not sure what he's doing, but and the first one there is my favorite, so I use that for the flip animation. Here's my monsters. These are the monsters I came up with, and we have a one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater, along with the other monsters. And I'll show you what I did. I used, this is going to be hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard when you're looking at the camera to get it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my favorite there, and you can see something's happening there.
Hey.
And he came down, and boom, boom, and boom.
Love it.
That's mine. That was a lot of fun. Enjoyed that.
Great
Thanks.
work.
Okay, we'll go to Alan next. Here we go.
Okay, so as usual, I did mine on the computer. So can I share the screen?
Yeah, you should be good to go, Alan.
Oops. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I decided to go with cave exploration, which I tried Googling like cave explorer or spelunking, and nothing really relevant came up. So I just had to invent things from so they're wearing masks. I ended up going with the first guy I drew, except that I added the like flashlight holsters from this guy. So I kind of from the last guy in the middle row, so I kind of combined them, but mostly the first guy. Although I also figured he should probably be wearing some kind of shoes, so I added that. But anyway. And the monsters, I tried to add crayfish plus salamander in various combinations.
Cool.
And ended up going with the last one that I drew, which is again the kind of the center right with the crayfish head on the tail and the pinchers. And so here we have our hero running through the cave, being pursued by this crayfish salamander thing and jumping over its claws. And then it lunges forward with its tail head, and he ducks, and so there's the
Wow.
panel, the flip-o-rama two-man thing. Okay.
Ah, that's so creative to have a head on both ends, kind of a cat dog situation. Or yeah, awesome.
Thanks, Alan. Awesome. We'll go to Eli next. Here we go.
Hi. Here's my explorers. I was doing a little bit of undersea exploring. And I don't know what this is, but I think it might be some kind of like Arctic insulated scuba suit, but it was red and all like sort of droopy. I loved it. And then my creatures are an elephant dolphin or something. This is a hagfish. I didn't even have to change anything about that. It's just scary on its own. And then these also live in the deep sea. They're called giant tube worms, and I don't know how giant they really are. Maybe I don't want to know. So they live way down on the bottom. So here's my space undersea guy. He's like, "Oh, look, a crevasse," and that's right.
Whoa.
I'm gonna be so
There you go.
remedial about this.
Yeah. Perfect. You even got color in there.
I find that color covers up a lot of my problems. I can distract you with bright colors.
Yeah, it can definitely help direct the eye, right? That seems to be
Yeah.
what's happening there. It looks great.
Thanks, that was really fun.
Thanks, Eli. We'll go to Kate next, and then Jeannie after that.
It was very fast moving. Fun. I didn't get the explorer at all, but I'll show you my monsters who I ended up using. Well, I used this guy actually, and this is the scorpion. The
Another
scorpion derpy
scorpion,
dog.
nice.
Yeah, well, that was because I was thinking of scorpion animal after Tom said it. And anyway, but did catch up. Let's see if this shows. This, I had a piece of tracing paper lying around, so it's kind of a cheat.
Nice. Yeah, if you could do it really slow, because it looks like there's some compression on your end that's making it a little hard to see. But if you do it real slow, I can see the open or the outside one.
About the background. A, B,
Ah, there we go. Nice.
A, B.
Yeah, losing the hat.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Kate. That character design is great. I love that. Thanks, Kate. We'll go to Jeannie.
Thanks. It was fun.
Hi, thanks, Mike. This was great. Let's see. So the Explorer, I kept trying to make it more simple and more simple. So that was really a good exercise for me because I have a tendency to try to get all the detail of Lloyd Bridges' outfit and whatever. And anyway, so that's the Explorer that I used. And then this is the monster, the tardigrade, and I did a bunch of tardigrades. And then I combined the tardigrade with a penguin. So it's got, and maybe the bow tie will show up. You know, I mean, it's a monster, but you know, maybe not too ferocious. And so then the flip page. So that's me. I guess, well, I'm on the edge of a swimming pool for some reason, maybe just practicing. And there's this little tardigrade head coming in, and then so she jumps into the water, puts her face mask on. I think there's too much action. So that was really good to learn. There's not only the detail on the body, but to reduce the amount of movement between two frames. That was really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love the toot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeannie.
That's how fearsome it is.
We'll go to Bill next, then Joanne, then Justin.
Okay. Here, darn, bandwidth problems again. I don't know why. I'm not experiencing any on my end. These are my explorers. I decided to draw a hamster using the clear part of a little gumball machine prize as his space helmet, allowing the cat to use the hamster ball. There's a steampunk dog and a bird with another gumball machine helmet. My friend Andrew made a walk around lit up screen face with a camera so he could see where he was going. And because I had to come up with 10 explorers, I had them watching a couple of other explorers on a video. And the cat is holding up the lid, the hatch from the hamster ball with treats for the hamster. For monsters, I decided to clown around. Let's see, the Peanutosaur is something I drew back in 2nd grade.
Oh yeah.
That is a bat mite being drawn by a cat. There's an elephant seal. There is a imperial pede. It has 12 pairs of legs, not 10. Let's see, I really like the trash pandapede, and there's the great ant Agnes, I believe, the rhinoceros beetle, and a snake wearing a slinky blowing a bubble gum so it doesn't scare the mice. Now for my flip, I had this paper, so I really couldn't do a fold. Let's see if I can get that page. Oh, going the wrong way. I'm sorry, of course. Okay, here we go. They're hiding. And they're not.
There we go. Great.
Yeah, love how they appear.
I'm really impressed with all the creative combinations that you have, and a lot of other people too. Amazing creativity with these monsters. I wish I had seen everybody else's monsters before I made mine. It's very inspiring.
Thanks, Bill. We'll go to Joanne next, then Justin.
So I was really, oh wait, why is that doing that?
Oh, you got to go
here
to.
we go.
there
Got
we
it. Okay. Yeah, I was really liking the undersea, those great helmets, and I think I ended up sort of liking, trying to simplify. I love to put in a lot of detail. And then I started looking at really scary monsters from the deep, like that we'll never see. And that was the first one. I thought that was an amazing face.
Yes.
And then there were all these like,
Hmm.
scary
Oh yeah.
things. But I especially like this one was kind of crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
it's like a
then
mouth in a mouth.
but this one, I just fell in love with this guy. He's just, I mean, I don't know if these photos are real, but they're saying that this is a creature from the deep. So anyway, I really ended up liking him. And so, right, how do I do this? So yeah, it's not too exciting. Let's see. Oh wait, how do I do this? All right, sorry. I'll probably
There you go.
so
Classic. Sitting on a pin.
okay. Thank
thanks,
you.
Joanne.
That
Thanks.
was great. This has been just a delight.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Thanks, Joanne. We'll go to Justin next. Here we go. Oh,
Hi guys. So here's my Explorer page. Kind of just settled on this kind of circular on top of a square guy over here. Here's some monsters. Like a dino lizard man.
Hmm.
Right. So here I just kind of drew them together.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
And here's the flip.
Ah,
Oh,
nice. Very theatrical.
So simple.
Yeah, it's a dance piece.
Yeah, dancing. Yeah, yeah. Getting punched or attacked is an easy thing for a flip-o-rama, but then there's dancing too. We didn't even touch on dancing.
Thanks, Justin. All right, we'll go to Miles next.
Thank you.
So here's I did them on the same page. My explorers they're going into a birdhouse, so I made them little construction workers. I got the little hard hats with the beaks for their disguise. And then my monster is like a shoe bill store. I did it like the regular bird, like that's actually what it looks like. I added a third eye. And then I made kind of more of a human version. That's the one I went with. And for my flip, you have the little guys. One's at the top looking in the hole. One got into the house somehow. And the bird he's not really doing monster stuff. He's just sitting there drinking his coffee. And then he sees the little guy and he stands up and he drops his coffee cup. And the little guy tries to get out of the way so he doesn't get splashed, drowned, or stepped on.
Can you flip it a couple more times,
Oh,
Mel?
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, I like how you have a whole scene there. You have a whole environment fleshed out.
Yeah, I did it really fast.
Thanks, Miles. We'll go to Sarah
It's
next.
fun.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey. Is that working?
Yeah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, so good. Um, okay, I had the same as a lot of people because these guys, I just love their suits so much.
Yeah, all those windows in the helmet. Fun.
Yeah, and they just look like faces anyways, even though it's the outside part. I love that. And then regular creatures are as scary as others. So that's not a regular creature, but that is.
Yeah, anglerfish.
But then I realized, like you said, they're too complicated. You can't like do it like that. So I just simplified everything for the flip, and I made a fish. So it's just
Whoa.
Yeah, is that a
they just
flamethrower?
shoot some fire out. Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Can we see it a couple more times, Sarah, real fast?
Nice.
Thank you. So fun.
Great job.
Thanks, Sarah. We'll go to Aman next. Hi, Aman from Australia. How you doing?
Hey everyone, doing well. And I'm here with Amaya again.
Yay.
Amaya, you first.
Why? No, you go first. Please go.
All right, so we picked Jungle Explorer, bit Indiana Jones style. So that was is that any better? Uh, so that's
Yeah. There we go.
Indiana Jones style. For the monster, I picked crocodile and hyena combo. And then whoops, too black. Turn on the light. Let's see if the light helps. No, it's pretty hard to see,
Oh,
right?
doesn't help. Makes it worse.
Maybe a little bit now.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Right. So there's Indiana Jones who has lassoed the mouth of the monster. And then the monster flips Indiana
there we
Jones
go.
in the air. Oh, this is better. I don't like that.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, it's working out.
Yeah, rodeo.
Yeah, you should.
I got to make 3 of the jungle explorers.
Very nice.
For my monster, I combined the head of a crocodile with the body of a hyena.
Mm.
And my FLIP-O-RAMA. So the crocodile is hiding, and then she's like on the lookout, and then she jumps up in the air, and then it starts raining.
Oh.
Amazing. Yeah, love it.
Does it have little hearts on it?
No, those are scales.
They're heart-shaped scales. I love it.
On the shield, it actually has a crocodile as well. On her
Oh,
shield.
nice. Yeah, that's her symbol.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good job.
Thank you. This was fun.
Thanks, Aman. Thanks, Maya. Okay, we'll go to Hillary next.
Hi. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, let me give you an
Okay.
option for that. Oops. There you go.
Okay. Sorry, just a second. I have to figure it out. Okay, sorry that I'm so slow with this.
No problem.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Oh,
maybe they'll come back. I think they might have canceled. All right, we'll go to Mishka and then Jason, then Edgar, and if Hillary comes back, we'll come back to Hillary. Mishka's got to come on the screen though for us to.
Oh,
There you are.
wait, where am I? I haven't quite figured it out. Can you go to Jason?
Oh God. Sorry, we'll go to Jason. If Jason's ready, who knows what's happening?
Sorry.
And then all right.
no
Jason.
problem.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, but yeah.
All right. Keyboard, go away. And share. Screen. Okay, start broadcast. Okay, should see Procreate. So I came in late, as everybody knows, and I only had 2 monsters. I had a space oyster and elephino, which is a rhino and an elephant mixed together. So I was hurting for ideas. And then my explorer are indigenous tribal explorers piloting these UFOs or UAPs or whatever you want to call them. Tribes lost in time. Now you see them coming back, spaceships. And so my animation looks like this. Actually, wait a minute. Let me change that. Okay, so my animation looks like. Is that big enough for you to see?
Yeah.
So the spaceship lands. The explorer gets out, holding his helmet. Here comes this. What the hell is it? Elephino. And then bam, runs into the spaceship.
Yeah. Keep playing that. That's great.
I don't know how I could share it that way, but maybe I'll read your website about your moving GIF.
Yeah.
Graphic image file. Thanks.
Looks great.
That was a lot of fun. We stop sharing.
Thanks, Jason. We're gonna try and go back to Hillary, and then we'll try and go back to Mishka after that.
Does that work?
Oops, they haven't.
Can we try that again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Let's share screen. Start broadcast. Now I just need to open my Zoom, but it's still not doing it, is it? Oh, it is working now, is it?
Yeah, we see Procreator.
Okay, great. Sorry. So I was doing underground explorers, and I didn't really end up doing a bunch of different monsters. I only did one monster, which was sort of a crab spider hybrid.
Yeah, awesome.
And then let's see, we started, then they're both coming from 2 different tunnels, and they run into each other and scare each other.
Nice. Yeah, the monster's just as afraid of us.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks.
Fun colors too.
Thank you for your patience with me.
Oh, no problem.
Nice. Thanks, Hillary. We'll go to Mishka, and then we've got Edgar after that. Oh, I
gotta share too.
Hold on a second. I think I just. Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, I gotta go back to the beginning slide. Okay. Wait, where are you? Oh my gosh. What? There it is. Share. Wait, that one? All right. So, my last name means little deep thing. So I was trying to imagine what little character I descended from who like lived next to a river in what was Bohemia.
Oh,
So
cool.
she swims down with a little poppy to make a protective bubble. So these are the slides. It wasn't quite as didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but next she would go swimming away. But there's a friendly little monster at the bottom of the creek. It's pretty excited to see her. But
Well, that is adorable.
there was not enough time. She's gonna swim away next.
Yeah, I love it.
Can you flip
What?
between just 2 of them? Flip between just 2 of them.
Which 2?
Oh, never mind. And Did you say your last name means little deep thing?
Yeah, hluboko means depth, and then with the Inca it means little.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's very fun. Your little deep thing drawing, it makes me think of Ponyo, the movie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, very
I
fun.
spent a long time trying to figure out how to make a protective bubble.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you. That was fun.
Thanks,
Fellow
Misha.
deep friend.
We'll finish up with Edgar. Let's see what Edgar's got for us.
Well, thank you, Tom, for calling on me, and thank you, Mike, for the inspiration tonight. I have a interesting one, I trust. I call it Into the Deep, Ocean, Space, Mind.
Whoa.
We begin with, yes, it's 6-year-old Edgar III portraying underwater hero Mike Nelson. That is, if Mike Nelson was small enough to swim in a circle in the Russell family bathtub in the summer of 1916, pretending to battle a man-eating giant octopus. And there's the Sea Hunt logo. There's the octopus, and there's little Edgar with his mask and snorkel. And note the water in the bottom of the mask, which they always did on the show to show that he was supposedly underwater when sometimes he wasn't. Or maybe it's 34-year-old Air Force officer, aircrew member, Major Edgar, stupidly braving the altitude chamber with a bad cold and stuffed up sinuses. Yow! I can't clear the pressure from my ears, even with the Valsalva maneuver, which is something you can try. You just put your fingers over your nose and blow real hard if you're on an airplane, and it often helps. But it's my mind which has to deal with the woman in the rear seat of my car as she screams for half an hour. And before quieting down for a little while, until before screaming at me for another half hour. But I keep her in my prayers that she seeks help and finds peace. And I have an important message for all of my friends. Yes, my friends, there are monsters in all our deeps, but our jobs are to survive. I survived, and so can you.
Wow. So inspiring. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I wouldn't have created it without your inspiration.
Ah, well, great. And it seems like, yeah, definitely some real life experience informing this one. So that's awesome.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Although I never really had a giant octopus trying to eat me, I just made it up.
Well, not yet.
Not what? Uh-oh, you're right. That will keep me out of the ocean for a while.
Thanks, Edgar. Thanks
You
so
bet,
much.
Tom. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for your enthusiasm.
You bet. We have Lana, if Lana's ready. Let's see, but they're not coming on. And then we'll finish. Lana, are you there?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Okay. I started on paper and then moved to Procreate. Men in Suits was just too irresistible a guideline to not draw little suits. So I was maybe going for like safari, but turn of the century. Some are dressed too fancy for safari, but then I ran out of time and started drawing the monsters. You said the monsters have like teeth. They have something that they need to protect and gear to protect themselves with. So I have some little punk style friends. And now for the animation, I'm gonna move to screen sharing. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Is my screen, are my images horizontal for you like they are for me?
They're sideways.
Great. I don't know how to change that.
That's okay. I can, yeah.
We can move our heads.
Yeah.
So there's number 1. Could it be my old blazers? Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Great
Very
workshop.
fun. Yeah, yeah. Love the spin on the concept there. Different interpretation of monsters and protective gear.
Oh my gosh. Thanks so much. Mike, I'm going to make you big on the screen. Holy cow. Super fun. This was ridiculous.
Oh, I had a blast too. You guys are all so great at this. I'm really inspired by everything that I just saw. So thank
Oh
you.
my gosh. Yeah, we had such a good time. This was really, really amazing. I just put one last time in the chat a link to Mike's book coming out June 10th, but you can order it now from bookshop.org. His publisher is probably saying you should go to Amazon because it juices the stats and all stuff like that. But are they telling you that?
Wherever. Doesn't matter to me.
And yeah, we'll be looking for that. Thanks so much. This was a blast. I had a blast too. I'll put mine in the PDF or oh, I can't share it on social media. You won't see it, Mike. I'll send you an email.
Yeah, send me an email.
All right.
Yeah, anyone that wants to connect, send me an email. I'd love to talk.
Awesome. It's in the chat. There's lots of ways to share. It's also in the chat. I'm going to ask everybody to unmute, give you a round of applause so we can all take off. There we go. Mike, really, that was really awesome. And I hope you'll make it to the next Word of Mouth in Gainesville whenever they run, because they always give me great reports.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. Thanks again so much for having me, Tom. This
Thanks,
was
Mike.
great.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Yay,
Thank
you. Thank you.
See you in a week, everybody.
That was the ball. Bye, everybody. Thank you.